In the Superior Court of Gwinnett County, State of Georgia, in the matter of the State of Georgia versus Celeste Alexandria Owens, indictment number 24B03590-11. Verdict of the jury. We, the jury, find the defendant as follows. Count 1, malice murder, guilty. Count 2, felony murder, guilty. Count 3, felony murder, guilty. Count 4, felony murder, guilty. Count 5, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 6, aggravated battery, guilty. Count 7, aggravated assault, guilty. Count 8, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 9, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 10, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 11, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 12, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 13, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 14, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 15, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 16, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 17, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 18, cruelty to children in the first degree, guilty. Count 19, concealing the death of another, guilty. And count 21, making a false statement, guilty. Signed and dated this 13th day of December 2024 by the foreperson. You may be seated. Is the state ready to move for sentencing?
The state is ready, Your Honor. If I may have a moment to confirm with the family, I do believe they'd like to address the court at the appropriate time.
Before we do that, we request a poll.
All right, very good. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defense has requested a polling of the jury. What I'm going to have you do is starting with the foreperson, because I'm not sure what order you guys are standing in. So I'm just going to have you stand up one by one in the first row all the way down, and then we'll start with the second row, excluding the alternates, of course. All right, sir, your juror number 17, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You can be seated. Can you tell me your juror number, please?
16.
All right, juror number 16. Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, sir.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, sir.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. What's your juror number, please?
2, I think.
All right, juror number 2. Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
18.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Juror 19.
Juror 19, was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Number 24, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Number 25.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Number 30.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Juror 36.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it still your verdict?
It is.
Thank you.
Juror 37.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Thank you.
Juror 41.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it still your verdict?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
45.
Was that your verdict in the jury room?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it freely and voluntarily made by you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it still your verdict? All right, thank you. That concludes the polling. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time, I am going to, first I want to say thank you for your service, for your time and dedication over the last week. Obviously, this is not an easy case to sit, see, hear, and experience. And I know that I speak for both the state and the defense when I say thank you for your time and attention. This is a duty that is devolved upon us, and it is our responsibility and duty as citizens of Gwinnett County and of the United States. And it is a duty that is devolved upon us by the laws of this nation. And nobody ever wants to get that letter in the mail when they get it, but it is a duty that is honored and respect, and it's what sets this criminal justice system apart from all the other countries. And so I just want to say thank you guys so much for your service and your time. Now, I am now going to release you from the prohibition about looking anything up, or reading anything, or discussing this case. You are free to do this from this moment on. I will also tell you that a lot of times, I remember when I was a practicing attorney and I had jury trials, it always helped me to be able to speak with my jury afterwards. So you are free to do that. When we're done with sentencing, if you see them, a lot of times the attorneys sometimes will come down to jury assembly, and if you are willing to speak with them, you may. If you don't want to, you don't have to either. Okay? So, Ms. Barnes, will you please take them to the jury room? All right, I'm going to take a 10-minute recess, and then we'll move to sentencing.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.